Hey guys, it's Lash here, and this is a tutorial for the woman's wallet. I don't have one to show you because I don't have one. This was first requested. It was requested 3 times or more, but it was very first requested by Duct Tape 8088, and I will put a quick link to their page right here. It's like their little mini shout out that I promised. They were the first person to PM me, and they did want the tutorial for the women's wallet. So without further ado, here we go. The first thing I like to do in making any wallet is to make however many pockets I want. Now, my generic layout for my women's wallets, I do 9 credit card pockets, so I'm going to make those. For the women's wallet, I do make them a little bit bigger. I make them 3 3/4 inches. So you're going to take 2 strips of duct tape and put them together. I'm making 3 pockets at a time. That's why my strips are long. You can do 1 at a time, whatever's easier for you. I just like to save time a bit. And then the way I do it, I will start cutting them. So you're going to make 9 of these for my woman's wallet. And then normally I will put a different color brim on, but this time I'm going to do the brim the same color, and that's because I will be decorating this wallet later. And the way I'm decorating it, I want the brims to be solid color. So I make the brims 4 inches, and then I cut them in 4ths, so they're in 4ths this way, long ways. And basically, in order to line them up, what I like to do is I like to take and put them on the cutting board. If they're curling, I like to put them where the curl is down, so they're not poking up at me. And you lay it down, and then you make sure the strip is even, like that. You set it on, and then you fold it over. I'll just show you one more time. Okay, so you take it, line it up. Now normally I will be making sure they're all even, like I'll set this one next to this one. But since they're solid colors, it's not as big of a deal. So I'll set the brim on the top, just like that, and then I'll fold it over. And then when you're done, you just cut the excess off. You'll also want to cut a piece of plastic that is 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. I'm holding the corners, hopefully that helps you see it. Once you've done that, and mine was on a roll, so it's kind of rolling, you're going to want to brim that as well. Now with my plastic, you don't actually necessarily have to brim it, but it just keeps it nicer, like a more uniform look. It's actually not holding still, so I'm going to tape it down so that it doesn't move while I try to put the brim on. Because I had it rolled, you don't actually have to tape it normally as long as the plastic's straight. And my plastic does straighten itself back out. I normally don't have it rolled, so yeah. I just happen to have that little piece rolled. So you're going to want to line it up. And on the plastic, you do want to make sure the brim is straight, because you don't have a second chance to straighten it, and it doesn't matter what color you do the brim, it's not going to look good if it's not straight. So yeah. In order to straighten mine out, sometimes I'll cut it back down with an X-Acto knife, just like that. and you can see that gives it a nice, you can peel off the extra, that gives it a nice straight brim. Basically that's it for the brim. The next thing you're going to want to do is make your card pocket holders. And what you're going to need is 4 strips that are 8 inches. You're going to need your 2 inside colors, and my inside color for this wallet is black. And you're going to need 2 of your color that you want on the outside of the billfold. So let me get my 2. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one on top of it. This is 8 inches. And I want the inside to reach 3 inches tall. So this is at the bottom of the 3-inch mark down here. And so I'm going to move this top part to the top of the 3-inch mark. Just like that. And you want to cut. So the black is my inside color, just again to repeat myself. And this is a 8 by 3 inches. 3, and this is 8, trust me. Okay. Alrighty, so then you want to stick your outside color down. And what I like to do in order to have a nice brim without wasting any additional tape is I like to give myself, if you can see this line down here, just a 1/4 inch gap between the tape and the line. And what I like to do is take the bottom of this tape and lay it down on the line here when I put it down, so the bottom of the tape will be even with this line. And that'll give me some sticky, and I'll show you when I put it down. Alright. And then this piece you just want to cover up the rest of the sticky with. Make sure it's straight and has no wrinkles. See, I have a brim right there, and I just fold it on over. Just like this. Alright, and you're going to need to make 2 of these. The next thing you're going to want to do is attach your card pockets to your wallet. Now, if you'll see, I have a brims on 2 of these. When you open the wallet, you want your billfolds to be on the inside. Okay, so you want your brims to face each other. So you want them like this. I'm just doing this to like kind of show you how you're going to lay your wallet out. At least this is how I lay mine out. Your ID is going to go down on one, doesn't matter which corner, but it's going to go on one corner, all the way up against the edge, just like that. Don't need to tape your ID down at this point, just kind of set it there. And you're going to have 3 card pockets here. You're going to have 3 here. And you're going to have 3 here. That's how I have my layout. So we have 3, 3, and 3. I know it's a little hard to see since there's no brims, but they're all there. So first I'm going to start with the ID side. You'll want to take a piece of tape and cut it off. And it doesn't matter how big it is, but you want to keep it probably like under 3, right at 3 inches, but like less than 4. And you can cut it in thirds just to get the most use out of it, long ways. Each of these is going to be what you use to hold your pockets on. So you want to line them up, and I will try to show you the best I can, and I'm going to line it up. You want this to be flush. You want this to be the card pocket to be all the way to the edge. You want the brim to be straight. And then you're just going to stick your piece of tape down. Just like that. And then you're going to line up your other 2 pockets before you put them on. keeping in mind that your bottom one, or the one that's on the top that you put on last, is going to be like all the way in the corner here. Okay, so you want to even them out first. Basically the only one you're adjusting is the middle one. Okay, so I've got it adjusted, it's straight, everything. So you're going to take another piece of tape and you're going to just attach that, just like that. And what I like to do is I like to cut this last piece in half, and I use it to hold the card pockets still. I'll show you what I mean. Make sure it's straight, stick a piece of tape right there, making sure you go across all three, and then do it on this side, and that way they don't wiggle around. Now this is not how you're attaching it, it's just to hold it on. Just to hold it in place, because you're going to attach it down here later. Okay, now the way you're going to attach the center is you're going to take a piece of tape and I would say make it 4 inches just to be on the safe side. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure. You're going to lay your ID down and you're going to lay your wallet down like this. You're going to want a 1/4 inch of tape to be covering up the pockets and a 1/4 inch to be covering up your ID. And this is why I measure, because all wallets are going to come out a little bit different. So I need my piece of tape to be 1 1/4 inch wide based on this ruler. Okay, so you're going to come over here. I have it taped down here at the 1 inch mark, so I'm going to go up to the 1 1/4 inch mark, just like that. And I'm going to cut off the excess. I'm going to use the excess to hold the ID in place since it's curling up. And again, this will flatten itself out in time. It's no big deal. You can use like any kind of tape to hold your thingy still. It doesn't matter. Okie dokie. I'm going to put it this way. Okay, so here's my attaching tape. It's 1 1/4 inch wide and 4 inches long. I'm going to take my holding tape and move it back a little because I had it too far. What you're going to do is you're going to line up your wallet so that there's okay, once I have this all lined up and I just have a few pieces of tape holding down the ID because it's, like I said, it's curling. I have a piece of tape and it is 1 1/2 inches wide, and the reason for that is if you'll notice right here, this is where the card pockets start. So I need a 1/4 inch to overlap those, and this is where the ID starts, so I need a 1/4 inch to overlap that. So what you're going to do is make sure everything's straight, and my ID is not straight, so I'm going to readjust it here. I'm very, very picky. I like my stuff to be like perfect. So, alright, everything is straight. So, I'm going to take it, I'm going to stick it right in the 1 inch mark here. There's a 1 inch here. And that way I can lay this tape down at a 1/4 inch and it'll cover it up perfectly. Like, it'll be straight and everything. Like, it'll be awesome. Okay. So then you lay that down. You can take off any of the little pieces you were using to hold your ID down that are like in the way. If they're not in the way, you can just leave them. And you want to trim off the bottom, just like that. You can set that aside in case you need it to hold something down. You can either fold this over or trim it down. What you want to do, I like to fold them over, but you want to make sure it's even with your other brims.